Hello, I'm Katie, and this is the Katie Hippie Show, your one-stop shop for free advice. I'm so glad you're here. So let's get started. Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways you can prevent pimples. This is from my own personal experience where I get these tips, okay? Please know I am not a doctor, so if you have like serious pimples issues, please see your dermatologist, okay? Okay, so tip number 1 to prevent pimples is when you're in the shower, use a hair clip, okay? You know why? Because that conditioner you put in your hair, it can like drip on your face and that can cause pimples. I've noticed even on your shoulder. So get that hair back. Even if you have short hair, use like little hair clips, keep it back. So use this. And then, of course, do whatever you need to do in the shower, shave your legs, but if you feel that it's getting on your face, use some soap and immediately clean it off, okay? You want that conditioner off your face, okay? So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 to prevent pimples is try and avoid greasy food if you can, okay? Because I know recently I had this big burger in my hand and I saw like grease dripping out of it and I was like, oh, this looks so good. And I immediately took a really big bite and that grease went all on my face. And I was like, oh no, I'm totally gonna get a zit. I even got a napkin and like dabbed it, but you know what, it didn't work. Sure enough, the very next day I had a zit right there. I was like, no. Okay, so the key is if you've got greasy food, try and get a napkin maybe to dab off the grease. Or just make sure it goes in your mouth and not on the sides of your face. You don't want grease on your face, okay? And I've even noticed, like I've used like that balsamic vinaigrette type dressing. I had that, the grease came, or the oil came down. Sure enough, the next day I had a zit. I'm like, no. So I've actually I've switched salad dressings to like a less oily dressing. But bottom line, try and just avoid the greasy food if you can. But like me, sometimes it's so delicious, that yummy food. So just be careful, okay? Tip number 3 on how to prevent pimples. Don't touch your face, okay? Because you're on your phone all day and it's like all nasty and gross and you're using your like TV remote control and that's all gross and you're touching your face. You don't want to do that. So you know what I do? I use my shirt. So I'm like, oh, I've got an itch on my face. Don't use your finger. Go like this. Go. Put your finger in your shirt and just use your shirt to touch your face. Okay? Hopefully that will work. So those are my groovy tips. I hope they help with respect to your acne and pimples to prevent it. Now please hang tight because I've got a funny story coming up, a personal story. But real quick, some advice on products for your skincare. I personally use CoverGirl. I've been using CoverGirl since like I was a teenager. Okay, this I use is CoverGirl Clean. Basically, if you have a zit or a pimple, I just put it on there. It covers it up so you can't even see it. It's like a miracle. And then I noticed, then at night, obviously you wash it off. But I've noticed like the next day, usually that zit is gone. If not, it's like really small and it's almost gone. So this stuff is great, the CoverGirl Clean. And then secondly, the CoverGirl is called CGS Smoothers. A girlfriend gave this to me and it's like sunscreen. Now at first I was like, oh, this isn't going to work. The color doesn't look like it's going to match my skin tone. But you know what? I put it on and it did look very light. But then I rubbed it in and it blends right in. And it doesn't stink like a lot of the sunscreens do. This stuff is great. Gotta protect your face, people. Okay, so now it's time for story time. No, I'm not gonna read to you. I'm gonna tell you a personal story. And it is involving pimples, zits, acne theme here. So when I was in college, I remember I had a test at 8 a.m. the next morning, okay? And I guess I'd forgotten to set my alarm clock because my alarm clock went off, it didn't go off. I woke up at 7:55 in the morning. And I was like, oh no, I only have 5 minutes to get to class and to take this test. And I knew it took 10 minutes to get there. I was like, oh no. So I quickly just put on a baseball cap, and I put on my blue jeans, grabbed my backpack, and I just booked it out the door and ran to class. Please note, I did not look in the mirror, okay, before I left. So I'm running to class. People are looking at me weird. I'm like, whatever, run. So I make it to class. I enter the classroom, and people just stare at you. They just stared, like something's up. One girl was even giggling. I was like, whatever. I made it just in time. The teacher passed out the test. I took my test. I turned it in to my teacher, and he's like, Katie, come here. I'm like, what? He's like, closer. So I lean in closer. I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, Katie, you need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, what? I don't need to go to the bathroom. He's like, yes, you need to go to the bathroom now. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, oh no, like, is it my special time? That woman's issue, am I leaking? Oh no. So I go to the bathroom and I'm checking, I'm okay down there. And then I look in the mirror and oh my goodness, you would not believe what I saw. This is what I saw. This was me with my baseball cap, and I had zit cream all over my face that I put on the night before, okay? And I had forgotten to wash it off. I looked like I had a disease. So I wash it all off, and then I go back to the classroom. Everyone starts busting up laughing, including me. I'm just totally busting up laughing. They're probably like all relieved, yay, she doesn't have a disease. But anyway, so the free advice today with this personal story is wash your face and glance in the mirror before going outside, because you don't want to look like a crazy lady, okay? If you like my show, please subscribe. The subscribe button is right below, okay? Also, I'm on Facebook. Join me. I'd love for you to be my friend. And this, my friends, is kind of the conclusion to the Katie Hippie show. I do have some life advice, though. A quote from Bernard Baruch. It says, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Thank you, Bernard Baruch. Great life advice right there. Okay, and next week our topic is, I've got 10 ways how to save money. Okay, 10 ways, because we all want to save money, don't we? Okay, so thank you again for joining me. Have a groovy week. I will see you next Monday. And remember, one of God's greatest gifts is a smile. Doodles.